Hello, so for today's session I wanted to look at Amazon Lightsail. So this is it's a feature in AWS where essentially it's like a mini AWS within AWS. It has its own containers, database storage, networking, DNS, snapshot instances, and I think this for me this is one of the best things if you are trying to test out small applications. I have my instance here. I This is just a temporary one, so I'll be deleting this instance later on. So don't try to flood it with requests. It will be shut down by the time this video is posted. But I'll go through the create instance phase here, but it's very cost effective. So for example, simple instance costs $5 per month, and the first 3 months is actually free. So if you're bootstrapping an application or you're trying to test out ideas, I think this is one of the best ways to do it. So there's other several options to instantiate as well. So you have these options, and you can also just have an OS, have a Docker running in it. So that's how I usually do it. And I'll show you. So when you create this one, you name your instance. You will have, when you come back to home, it will have this, and then you can to connect to it, you would just click on this shell, like this terminal, and it actually connects it. It opens a browser window with a shell interface connected to that server already. So it's very convenient, I would say. So the only thing is that it doesn't have Docker right off the bat. So you would have to execute some commands to install Docker here. I've already done it. So if I go docker ps, it's here. But if you are looking for commands to run it, I have it in one of my sites called Snippets. So if you just search for Docker, these are the commands that you run in that terminal, and it will install the Docker in that EC2 server, and you would just need to restart that terminal because you're essentially adding the default user to be able to access the Docker here. So check it out. And so once I'm here, I have a dummy container that I can already run. So I'm just pulling it here and then running it via port 80. So by default, this is all naked server. There's no HTTPS. That's why I'm running it in port 80. But if I try to visit it, you can see. So what's the IP 54? Let me copy this one. So I have a health check here that should be able to access it. So you see I have the health status okay, and yeah, if I shut it down, it's done. The container is done. So spinning up the instance was fairly simple. You just create an instance, then install Docker. If you're already able to run a Docker container, port 80, you're already able to access this by HTTP. There are other DNS management here that are fairly simple. You can connect if you have a domain, so you can make it work via HTTPS and not by a raw IP here. Storage, you can create databases here. So storage, you can create a bucket and then essentially just attach that bucket to your mini instance as well. So the permission, so that when you attach the bucket in your EC2 instance, you don't need to add any other configurations. No more IM, no more access keys. It's able to just connect to that bucket because you already configured it there. So yeah, if you're a indie hacker or just testing out side hustles or different projects, check out Amazon Lightsail for your deployment of your projects. It's very cost effective, and it will help you figure out a lot of the ops stuff as well. So if you have the time to figure it out, but to me it's fairly intuitive and it's easy to use, so I definitely recommend it. But on the other hand, if you are trying to get your hands dirty with, say, AWS, trying to figure out how everything works, because the main AWS has a lot of places to go. Like there's so many services there, like the containers, the databases, the networking. They all have their own main big pages. Lightsail strips everything to its core if you're just focusing on the deployment. So I will shut this down just so people don't flood this instance that I created. But yeah, check out AWS Amazon Lightsail for your deployment needs. Thank you.